Behind prison walls, there aren't many places that feel like a safe haven.
That's how they get out of prison for the day, is by picking up a book and reading.
But for Scott Smith, who served 5 years at Nebraska State Prisons, the library was his salvation.
It's vital. Yeah, it's absolutely vital.
5 of Nebraska's 10 corrections facilities have formal libraries where people who are incarcerated can mentally escape.
These books, by the time they're done, the pages are falling out.
There's also the law library, where inmates have the chance to read up on their cases.
It changed the whole trajectory of my life.
Smith says the law library is where he decided to start a new chapter after his release in 2018. These are mementos of that time, including his efforts to defend himself and regain custody of his kids.
I spent countless hours in the law library.
But now, not everyone in the correction system has the chance to spend those countless hours studying up.
These kinds of services are shrinking. They're constantly under the chopping block.
That's Jane Skinner. She's a librarian at Omaha Correctional Center.
I just really believe in the work.
Skinner is one of just 7 librarians in all of Nebraska's correction system.
You're actually looking at one of 2 people who represent every incarcerated person in Douglas County.
That's 2 librarians for about 2,400 inmates. Is that enough?
Definitely not.
But Skinner says inmates at OCC are some of the lucky ones. Their library is open 5 days a week with dedicated librarians.
We have a focus on rehabilitation.
Some of the libraries in Nebraska facilities are only open 4 days a week.
That has really limited access to the library in those locations.
Because of the staffing crisis in jails and prisons statewide, access to libraries can be restricted when a facility goes on lockdown. Under those circumstances,
basically everybody's probably getting about an hour of access a week, which is just enough time to get in, bring a book back.
Nebraska Department of Corrections Director Scott Frakes tells KETV Investigates his team is forced to prioritize the bare necessities when staffing reaches critical levels, meaning access to libraries is sometimes shelved.
I think that's something that we can continue to get better at. It's not that it won't be a focus, but it isn't right at this very moment.
But Spike Eichholt with the ACLU of Nebraska says staffing shortages cannot be used to justify violating an inmate's rights, like accessing the law library.
Certainly whether it's their right to understand and appreciate any kind of legal proceeding that is now pending against them.
Frakes insists inmates are granted access to the law library when they have a court date on the books, but Smith fears a few hours a week just isn't enough.
It's truly impossible for somebody to be able to make a reasonable legal argument in 2 hours every 2 days.
When facilities go on lockdown, inmates lose access to the library space. That means they're also losing access to an outlet for positive energy. Skinner wishes the libraries had bigger budgets. What she needs most?
I need more books. I need more books all the time.
For Smith, the library changed everything.
I view myself as just a huge work in progress.
He's about to get his degree in biosystems engineering, and he has plans to start law school next year.
That's what I want to do if I become an attorney, is I want to go back into the prisons and help people.
Advocating for law libraries, so those who feel the odds stacked against them
in prison, that's the one that changed my life,
can turn the page. Joey Safchik, KETV, Newswatch 7.